Hey everyone, how's it going today? And welcome back to another third stimulus. No, I'm just kidding. If you guys have been here for a while, you guys probably know the reference. But in today's video, as probably shown by the title and maybe probably likely the thumbnail too is I really just want to make a very casual brief video talking about how to really get started in the stock market. So everything in terms of the world of investing, because just from reading a lot of internet forum articles and all that, I think is that there's a lot of people that are trying to get interested into the world of stocks, how to get started in investing. So if you just maybe happen to be a beginner, maybe you don't even know what a stock is, and that's okay, because a lot of people, even Warren Buffett, even almost every single guru, even me, even basically almost everyone out there at some point in time, and in many cases even in adulthood, did not even know what a stock is. So today's video is really just going to be a casual video talking about how to get started, because I really do believe that learning how to invest in the stock market can potentially be one of the most greatest life-changing decisions in your life. I just know, because the sheer amount of, like, even if you actually mess up, now let's hope you don't mess up, so that's kind of why a lot of these videos are here for. Maybe consider subscribing if you guys are interested in learning more in the future. But I think that it's one of the most life-changing skills, just because of the amount of financial benefits it can really help with a lot of people, whether this is being able to just afford stuff in the future, retirement. I can just tell you this is that this is probably one of the most life-changing skills that is not taught in school, and that's probably, in my honest opinion, probably more useful than most of the things that you will learn in school. That's going to be able to maybe help you one day, I don't know, maybe set you up for early retirement, or if anything, honestly, even if it's just to make a little bit of side cash, to maybe use it to pay for a vacation or a side gig. I mean, it's probably one of the best ways to really generate and build some level of wealth, especially with your savings account. So I really do believe that it's going to be such an influential skill if you're able to ever learn it, even if it's just on a very beginner basic level like right now. Now, in terms of being able to start, I would probably say the best place to really start is probably, funny and to the point as it is honestly just by doing a lot of research. There are so many articles and resources out there. However, once you get the general basics and, like, you know, most of the terminology, the foundation done, I would say probably the best advice in terms of really being able to learn the stock market is pretty much by opening a brokerage account somewhere and then just physically doing stock investing, because I think that it's pretty much like any other craft that's out there, whether this is like something like, I don't know, maybe you want to learn how to play the piano, or you want to learn how to, I don't know, shoot a basketball, or cooking, or martial arts, or in this case stock investing. I think that you're going to learn a lot more by physically doing that particular craft than by simply just talking or listening to someone or reading an article about, well, that particular craft. And I think maybe that's a huge difference, I think, between school and really the world of stock investing, is that I feel like sometimes in school they spend a little bit too much time teaching the theory to how to do a certain something instead of actually letting you do that particular something. So I think that a huge contrast in that in the world of stock investing, most of the learning will be done from just personal experience, trading stocks, learning about different events, news, current events, things that basically happen, new opportunities, new stocks, new IPO. You're going to learn a lot more by physically doing that particular something. And I think the beautiful benefit to being able to start today compared to almost any other time to start in the past is just because of how accessible it is. The fact that you literally can just get started with a computer, the fact that you don't have to start with a lot of money. You can get started with as little as $10, because you can now thankfully buy fractional shares. And so this is a massive, huge contrast to in the past, because in the past you used to have to basically buy full shares, you used to have to pay a fee every single time you made a trade. And by past, we're talking about even just 5 years ago. Before Robinhood came into the scene, almost every brokerage account, TD, Schwab, Fidelity, in the old days, and again, by old days, we're talking about even just like 5 years ago, you used to have to pay a fee every single time you made a transaction, even if it was just to buy like a couple of stocks. I think typically the fee was normally about $4 to $7 depending on the brokerage that you go with. But the beautiful thing is that today you can start for as little as $10. You can now do things like fractional shares. You don't have to pay any fees whatsoever, so that's probably one of the most amazing things. So just off of that, you already essentially save $4 to $7 every single trade that you make in the stock market. And on top of that, as mentioned, is just how accessible it is that you can pretty much just do it even on a smartphone sometimes. Now, in terms of where is the best place to really open a brokerage account, because obviously there are so many out there like classic Robinhood, M1 Finance, Webull, Schwab, Fidelity, Vanguard, E-Trade, and it just goes on and on. And I think that because there are obviously so many out there, that probably deserves its own video. So I probably will make a future video where I probably, if anything, multiple future videos where I really just explain the differences. If that is something of interest, maybe consider subscribing for more similar videos like this. And then of course, other finance topics. Oh, and maybe if you're hopefully enjoying this so far, remember to smash the like button, and as always, feel free to comment any questions, thoughts about honestly just really anything at all, or if you wanted to introduce yourself. Because this is the first video in hopefully a series of more videos, I don't expect as many people to see this, but it's really just something I figured that would be a great video to kind of just kick off this series where I just talk a lot more about the world of investing now. Now, maybe another huge advice is that once you open up your brokerage account, and if I do have other videos that I talk about different brokerage accounts, I'll probably also just put it at the end screen, or you can probably also just find it on my channel page. But I would also say another huge tip is that when you're starting in investing in the stock market, you actually don't necessarily have to start by investing in individual stocks. You actually can, and in many cases probably actually should, start by maybe just investing in mutual funds and ETFs. If you're not sure what that is, it's basically just a mutual fund, an ETF, an index fund, anything like that. It's basically just a fund that you can buy that's pretty much a collection of different stocks that are actively managed together. So by doing this, it's one of the safest ways that you can basically invest into the stock market, which is super beginner friendly. But again, that's probably another video for another day, so definitely subscribe if you guys are interested in that and haven't done so already. But yeah, so you guys can probably just start with that, and then if you guys are interested, maybe later on you can look into individual stocks. I would probably say if you're starting out, try to be a little bit more risk adverse, because you don't want to go all out. So one of the biggest tips I think is to just don't start on penny stocks. Don't go for any kind of high risk stocks. Try not to pick stocks of companies that you don't know, because I know that there will be a lot of people that maybe will just follow internet articles and see a particular stock of a company that they maybe have never even heard of that particular company, and will just buy that particular stock because a lot of people recommend. I think that when you're really starting out, you really want to understand and know the stocks to the companies that you're able to buy. And I think the beautiful thing about it is that there's so many stocks out there that are probably from companies that most of us probably know. Like for example, Disney, Microsoft, Apple. They used to say FANG. My first stock was interestingly Disney, and I know a lot of people because Disney's the classic childhood stock that a lot of people generally love to buy. But that's pretty much what I wanted to share in today's video, so hopefully that gave a little bit of insight. Maybe remember to smash the like button if you guys hopefully found something insightful about that. Consider subscribing for hopefully a lot more videos to come to learn stock investing, especially if you guys happen to be a beginner here. You guys can come here to learn also some things as well. And again, as always, feel free to comment any questions, thoughts, or if you just wanted to say hi about honestly just really anything at all. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys made it so far, stay safe, stay well, and hope to see you guys next time in the next one. Thank you guys so much again.